Hey, welcome back to another video of Tori's 2 cents. So I will be giving my 2 cent again on Reddit reads. And I've been really enjoying this. I know I've said that like every single video, but like I should have started this a long time ago because one, I love Reddit and your girl love to talk. I'm gonna always get my 2 cent. All the friends know that. So, I genuinely am loving what I'm doing here. Almost too much. So thank you for joining me again. I really hope you are you know, liking these stories I pick out. If there's any other stories that you prefer me to read or anything like that, please drop it in the comments. I would love to do it, broaden my horizons here. Okay, so today we have another video. Another story, and it is another cheating scandal. But it's pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this one. I'm gonna give my 2 cents. Y'all gonna put y'all's in the comments, and yeah, that's how this gonna go. So this one is, I think I'm watching my husband cheat on me in real time. I don't care what the story about. He did it. Trust yourself. Not just playing. Just playing. But I think I'm watching my husband cheat on me in I, 33 female, have been married to my husband, 33 male, for 3 years now. We've been together for 7. The first year we were together, we lived 3 hours away from each other. And one weekend while I was at his place, I have found out he cheated on me. We worked through it. He moved in with me, and we've been pretty good ever since. I like to think we have a relatively strong marriage, or at least I did. I don't know, y'all. Cheating in just the first year of dating to me is a sign to just let it go. Like if you was already married, cool, but she said the first year of dating, right? Oh yeah, the first year together. Girl, call it dub a dub. He did it. Last week, he told me he had to go away this week for work. His best friend back home is having some pretty serious mental health issues and can no longer be allowed to use power tools. However, he was in the middle of a building project that he needs to get done. So, the said friend's dad hired my husband to finish the job with him. So, it's like a work trip, but also not a work trip, I guess. He told me he was leaving Tuesday and would be back Friday. The story already is fishy. But maybe because we're led with the fact that it's potential cheating, it sounds fishy, but it sounds fishy. Since he left, I haven't spoken to him for more than 5 minutes at a time. Usually, when he's away for work, he's calling me 5 times a day, which I thought was weird, but just assumed he was busy hanging out. Tonight, technically last night, so Wednesday, he once again only calls me for 10 minutes and tells me that not only is he now staying until Sunday, even though he sent me pictures of the job half done already, but that he's going to get his car looked at, which is why he can't talk long because he worked late and still has to take the car in. When I asked him where he was taking the car to get fixed so late, it was almost 10 p.m. at this point. He said he had a buddy the next town over an hour away, that was gonna take a look at it tonight. Give him a quote, get parts, and get it fixed Thursday. Huge red flags now. Because if he was going to a friend's house, he always tells me who. It's never just a buddy. And as his wife, I know he only has 2 friends that live in that town, and neither of them know anything about cars. Not using a name is definitely a red flag. I'm sorry. Your buddy, just your buddy, like we've been together 7 years and your buddy? Nah, who is it? I don't like that. We have a tracking app that we use for our kids and our kids' phone. So I decided to look at that. He got there at midnight and it's now 3 a.m. and he's still there. And it's neither of the said friends' houses. I just know my gut is screaming that this is exactly what I think it is, and I'm sick to my stomach. My best friend is asleep. Stop! My dog. She's just bad. My best friend is asleep, And she's all I have. And I just had to get this off my chest before I explode. What y'all think? Because I think y'all thinking what I'm thinking. For one, getting your car fixed at 10 p.m. Even if it's your buddy, there's no friend of mine. These buddies don't have wives too. Like, there's no friend of mine that could call me and I do anything for them at 10 p.m. if it's not given like an emergency. We working on a car at 10 o'clock at night? What would you have done if you was just at home? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, I'm not. The car thing was probably the worst excuse he could have ever said. And he clearly set it up that way so he had a reason to be at someone's house. But I almost feel like he should have just said, me and mental health friend are going to see other friends to hang out, clear his mind. He needs to be around the guys. That would have been more realistic than I'm about to go fix my car at 10 p.m. And he clearly forgot that, like, they have the location shared, because this is really bad lying. I'm sorry. Really bad lying. Even if this was true, it sounds too much like a lie. But anyway, she did add a quick update. He stayed until 6:30 this morning. She was watching that thing like a hawk. Called me at 7:30 while still on the road, pretending to be just waking up. I don't think he understands how our apps work. I said that his car couldn't get fixed because parts are seized. Still never mentioned what friend. He pretty much just proved it to me there. I appreciate all your kind words and advice. I'm broken, so forgive me if I don't answer replies. Just know I appreciate it. Now, and she did do another update really quickly. So things must be happening fast. Now that I've had most of a day to really think about everything and had a good talk with my best friend about it as well, this is where we're at. When he called me this morning, I was making coffee. I told him I was making coffee. When he called me this morning, I was making coffee. I told him I was making coffee, and he said, "Oh, coffee. I should go get some of that. I just woke up and I haven't got a chance yet." Except when he left this morning, he went to the closest coffee shop before he left town. So again, another lie. See, when people are lying, they overcompensate for lying. That was an unnecessary comment. Oh, making coffee? What do you have planned next? Why did you have to bring up whether or not you had coffee? Just to be lying about the fact that you didn't yet, and you did. You just don't lie. You just keep lying and lying and lying to cover up the first one. It's just ongoing cycle. It's embarrassing. And I know you're lying and you don't know that I know, but I know. And to answer the reoccurring question of why are you tracking him if you trust him, the answer is I'm not. Well, I wasn't before now. We got the app last week when our kids started walking to school on their own so we could see they were getting home safe. In turn, they can see where we are when we're out of the house. I didn't force him to get a tracking app, and it wasn't to catch him doing anything, although it did kind of work out that way, I guess. So the story he gave was he went over there for his buddy. He finally gave me a name. Let's call him John. And I know of John, but have never met him in person, which is why I think he's a good patsy to fix something on his car. He said they couldn't get it unstuck with home tools. So he came home. But John's a mechanic, so he's going to talk to his boss today and see if he'll allow them to come in after hours tonight to fix it in the shop. And he was just waiting on confirmation of that and a quote for parts. Now, here's the problem. Although John is a mechanic, John doesn't work nor live in the city he was in last night. And as soon as he said, quote, for parts, I realized that means he doesn't have the parts yet. Which means if his story were true, they would have been taking apart the car with no parts to put it back together, which makes zero sense. And that's what put it all together for me. That, and while I was on the phone with him, his best friend woke up and asked if he was just getting in from last night. And I literally listened to him stumble to come up with an answer because he knew I could hear him. That one cut deep. But he said no. I came home last night. Surprised you didn't hear me. Lied to his best friend, too, which is super suspicious. I have I have both from reading these comments and talking with friends decided that I'm going to keep it low and cool. I'm not going to confront him because I don't see a point. He's either going to deny it, flip it, or admit it and beg for forgiveness. And honestly, I don't want to deal with any of that right now. What I need to do is get my ducks in a row to get out. So that's what the plan is going forward. I feel humiliated. I feel stupid AF. But above all else, I'm pissed. Pissed at him, pissed at me, just pissed the F off. And to everyone who asks why I didn't leave the first time, I'm not even going to be mad about it. It's a valid question. And the answer is that he put in the work to prove that it was a mistake. I had never been cheated on before and I was naive. We went through therapy and a lot of work, and he put in all the effort I ever asked for to prove that this is what he really wanted. He really fooled me. So yeah, y'all are right. I should have had more self-respect then. I should have known and I didn't. And I'll be the first to admit that now I'm an idiot. And I'll be sure to use it as a life lesson going forward. I'm going to start with the end. She's not stupid. She's not an idiot. Like, we literally, as women, have no control over what men want to do. There's no way to prevent a man from cheating on you. There's no way to keep a man that don't want to be kept. Like, I know in the moment we're just so like hurt and whatever that we kind of beat up on ourselves and blame ourselves, but nine times out of 10 every woman has taken a man back for cheating. They may have only done it once in their life and the next time it happened they bounced, but at some point or another we have fallen short and fell for a man's game. But it sounds like this man wasn't even running game. It sounds like he really put in the work to ensure his relationship got back on the right track. Like, there was nothing that you did wrong there. Like, I'm not I feel like cheating in the first year is just move on. You don't have enough history. You don't, like, I feel like that. But I'm also not gonna like not show grace in a situation where a woman does stay, because women do stay. Just being realistic, women do stay, and it sounds like he did everything he needed to do to earn back her love. And 6 years later, it happened again. I guess my only problem that I would be like looking at her like, ugh, is what gave him the impression that he could lie so poorly to you. Like, I almost feel like he didn't try. I'm sorry. The the fixing a car at 10 p.m. thing, like all of this with a tracking device, like what gave him the impression that you are this gullible? I don't know. I feel like you wouldn't be able to put this past like anybody. What be going on? Are you just one of those girls that like breeze through life and you just like never pay attention to anything? Or has he just gotten away with this so much that he feels like he could do, like, those would be my questions. But again, that's not her fault. It's not her fault. Everybody is just different. Everybody handles conflict differently. Me, I would have jumped on this. Ain't no waiting, ain't no laying low, ain't no cooling, ain't no none of that. I would have been on it first thing. And maybe because she's more of like the, non-confrontational type, maybe that's why he felt comfortable. But the whole story from top to bottom was given cheating. And not to say that this can't happen, but your friend got mental health issues, can't use power tools. Instead of his daddy going out there and helping him, he called you to come help him. And he didn't call you as a friend, like, come be with him during this time. He could really use your support. You literally put in there that his dad hired you. Like, you're making it seem to be a work trip. Like, I almost feel like the lie would have went better if this was a friend trip. I'm actually going out of town to be supportive to my friend. Now, I do almost feel like this was a lie from the very beginning. It seems like if this is like a hometown of his, it seems like he maybe did go to visit his quote unquote mental health friend. But he knows a girl from when maybe he used to live there. He probably went and linked up with her. They had more fun than he could have thought they were going to have. He decided he wanted to stay longer and risk it all. Like, because for him to go back to his friend's house in the morning does tell me, like, okay, you probably were staying there. But he linked up with somebody he was familiar with because you drove an extra hour to go. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm over analyzing, but it's definitely given a lie top to bottom. And it's not that girl fault. Oh, look, there is another update. I didn't read this. Okay, let's see if I was on point at all. Okay. Hey, y'all. A lot of people have been asking for an update, so here we go. To catch up to this point, so he finally came home Saturday night. I had spent the entire week gathering information I need for a divorce, but what I really needed for myself was proof. Proof that this was anything other than what I think it is. Proof that I was crazy for ever thinking he would do this to me. Instead, I found her. Okay. He claims he went over to her house, but never actually slept with her. He entertained her but never slept with her. Spent the night but didn't sleep with her. And I just couldn't believe that. As you shouldn't. He told me he only entertained her because she made it easy to give her attention. And that's when I walked out. I spent the day with my bestie, drank a lot, and I decided for my own closure, I needed to know if he really did sleep with her. One way or another, he took off his ring and walked into that house, so I was done. But for my own peace of mind, I needed to know the truth, and I wasn't going to get it from him. I found her number in his phone the night he got home, so I just called her. Now we on my kind of speed. Okay. Turns out he lied about being married, obviously, and took advantage of a poor girl who had recently gotten out of an abusive relationship and finally put her trust into someone again. He did sleep with her, even left her his shirt because he wouldn't be back for 2 weeks. Yes, he was planning on going back if I didn't find out. He made this poor girl think he loved her, and I'm disgusted. He hurt so many people with this ish. So here we are. I'm officially a 33-year-old single mom, terrified of life ahead. I haven't eaten in days. My body has been in fight or flight for so long now that I'm currently sitting at the hospital hoping someone can help me reset it so I can finally sleep for once this week and my heart can have a break. I'm a mess to say the least, but I seriously want to thank everyone for advice and kind words. This is a literal nightmare that I feel like I can't wake up from. The sweet messages help. I thank y'all again. Here's to hoping it gets better. Oh, she also put a comment. He does. He continues to deny it. Tried to pass it off like she was just some crazy girl obsessed with him and lying to me. The girl don't gotta be obsessed and a liar. You literally put yourself in a sticky situation. You drove an hour to this girl and spent the night. She ain't got to be crazy. You is. Okay, here's a comment that she replied to. It will definitely get better. You're so strong for leaving him. I'm really sorry this happened, but now you can begin your healing journey. And once the grief subsides, I'll never understand how people can't be happy with their families or destroy so many people's lives because of their selfishness. And she replied, and that's just it. Like, if you're not happy with me, that sucks, but it is what it is. There was no need to destroy multiple people along the way. It was unnecessary damage, and I can't fathom it. And I'm honestly just as upset for the other girl as much as I am for myself. She had really rough past relationship, and she opened up to this. Yeah, just for him to throw her under the bus and wreck her too. It literally makes me sick. This is sad. And the poor thing knew from the beginning. The poor thing knew from the beginning, like, And then I thought maybe it was a girl that he knew from the hometown or something. This was a relationship he was building. The rapport has been built. The girl basically explained to her that, like, he made me feel comfortable, he made me feel safe after a freaking abusive relationship. Like, I opened myself up to this man again. Or I opened myself up to a man again. And you playing. I didn't expect to have an update on that, but that was, woo wee. It sucks. 33, seeing your mom again. It's not the end of the world. I mean, at 33, you're still young. You can still find love again. You can still have more kids, but it does suck to like be put in the situation to be like basically at the bottom again. Like I said, I do forever. I'm supposed to be with you forever. It's supposed to be death do us part. But you're a liar. You're sneaky. You went above and beyond to be a liar. Like, you don't like me. That's what I feel like. When you go to, like, this isn't like I went to a bar, I got drunk, and I slept with a chick. Like, once you go to, like, new heights like this, you don't even like me. You don't care about me. You are willing to risk it all for another girl. Like, it's annoying. I don't want any parts of this. I don't know how we got here, but I don't even care anymore. I'm done. Sad case. That's all I can say. Sad case. So, thank y'all for joining me. That's just my 2 cents. Leave these men alone when they become cheaters. I mean, it's hard to say. If you're married, sometimes you do stick beside them. But if you're strong like this girl here, get out of there. Especially when they go this hard. They'll never change. That's just my 2 cents. I hope to see you guys back for another video. Thank you for joining. Bye.